Alright, so today we're going to be building the Margo. This is an upcoming in-stock board from KBDFans. And I have... Actually, do you guys want to guess what color I have? I have to open the package on stream. I'm just gonna get flamed again. Okay, so let me take this off. So, looks like this will start at $245. There's not a pink, but there are 9 colors. So you have, so here are the anodized. You have mocha, which is like a brown, black, silver, burgundy, dark purple, a gray. And then you have 2 e-coatings. So you have e-coating white and e-coating linen gray, which is kind of like, almost like a gray silver. And then you have a pre-order of polycarbonate, which is going to be like a clear PC, right? So once again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 anodized colors, 2 e-coating, 1 polycarbonate, so a total of 9 choices. It comes with 3 plates, alu, FR4, and polycarbonate, so 3 plates. And it looks like it is hot swap only. But you guys have probably seen a few other content creators build this. So I know, like, for example, Kim has built it. I've seen posts from Captain Sterling. But it's a really pretty board. As you can tell from the casing alone, this is going to be the same thing you see on the back of the keyboard, right? So you got this nice shell with the waves. So this is the same as the back weight of the board. And then they talk about the process of how they did the back weight. So I'll talk about it in a little bit, but this is the box that you get. This is the box that it comes in, I should say. I'm not saying it. But yeah. So, Margo. Oh, oops. Let's open it. The mods already know what color I got, but... She sells seashells by the seashore. What is this? Oh, I didn't know that's new command. Okay. Here we go. Margo. Boom. So, I have the burgundy color. Yeah. So here is the burgundy case. Whoa. Pretty. Okay, but it's in the case. It looks like they give you tools. So they give you these bag of accessories that basically has everything you need to disassemble the case. Looks like the plate and stuff is going to be a separate box. So, yeah, there is that. I'm not quite sure how I feel whenever they separate it like that. I understand from like a logistics, but from someone who has like a lot of boxes, it's more convenient when it's all in one box. But I gotta go find the plate box now. But yeah, very nice packaging. So this box actually matches the back, if you could tell. Whoa. Cool. So there's that. And then here are the accessories. Oh, wow. They give me switches, but I'm not using them. I'll use them on another time. So they provided me switches. So these look like to be extra screws and standoffs for the PCB. Here you have the foams. This is like the silicon. And then here is the hot swap PCB, and then here is the FR4 plate. So it looks like I have the FR4 plate today. Will it patina over time? It shouldn't, but I'll talk about the process. So they actually have it on their website. Essentially, they used heat coloring of the brass to undergo chemical reaction with oxygen, forming a thin layer of oxidized film. So the back design is all going to be a little different. So each piece of brass hardware on the back is going to be different. Oh, so it looks like they did put some kind of coating. Zircon sandblasting used to clean the surface, increase surface area, improve appearance, hardness, enhance the coating adhesion of the aluminum alloy housing. So instead of using glass beads to clean it, they use zircon sand, which is a higher hardness and wear resistance. So I guess this is talking about, yeah, so more uniform, smooth surface, adhesion, corrosion, resistance of the coating. So they're just basically talking about what they use to do the coating of the board. So they use like a different method. But we'll just look at it. Let me just open everything here. So look at this. Okay, so as you can see, they have coated this already, but each piece of brass, so meaning this back weight that you can see, is going to be different from another. Really, really pretty board. I actually really think this contrast is very cool, because look, you got like the smooth, yet you see like the chaotic, I guess, brass finish, but then there's 3 different textures. You see this one's smooth, but then you have this one where the weight is actually machined in, so it is like 3D. And then you see these have like the smooth lines. So not only do you have these like straight CNCs, but then you have this wavy one, and then it also creates like 3 different textures, right? So you got like the smooth patina, and then here you have like the 2 CNC finishes right here. So honestly, super cool. Whoa. Also, the light catches it at different angles. So you can see right here, right here, right here for the waves. And then right here, the light all catches at this center point. And then the weight is just captures it all across. Neat, look at that. Doesn't that just look cool? Oh wow, so you can see the light all captures towards right here. Whoa. But yeah, let's talk about the board. I mean, I guess we've been doing that already. Place that offers custom cut feet? That's a good question. I feel like Yegs has asked that before, trying to find it too. But I personally don't know. Okay, but yeah, so here is the case. So here's the front. As you can see, it is a 65% with a blocker, right? I'm guessing this is... Oh, so this, you can actually see the back weight on the front case. You have these machined out from the alphas. I'm guessing from when you press it down, it has space to go down. And then they have these little holes. So these are for the stabilizers in case, right? Although copper components have already been oxidized, clear protective coat. Okay, nice. So some will occur over time. Nice. Some people like that, so yeah, so if you're looking here, so this is the USB port, so they have this cutout channel from here. These little holes are for, I'm guessing, the weight, the back weight. And then here you can see like the cutouts for the stabilizers, right? But if you look really closely, they actually have it cut out for the space bar too. It's like, where is it? I lost it. It's like right here. come on camera. It's like ever so slight. You can see there's a little blip right here. It's on this side too. It's kind of difficult to see, but they have made a little cutout for like the space bar as well to incorporate for that. But you have, let's see, so this top piece, this top bezel is going to be a lot thicker. These two sides are going to be thinner, and this one's not as thick as the top piece, but it's still thinner than the top, but not as thin as the side. And then yeah, you have the blocker. So that's everything I see from the top part. Here you have the side. It's a pretty simple side, but as you can see, the top case will encompass the bottom piece, so you don't really see the bottom piece from the side. No, this is the patina that they did. This is the heat treatment that they did on the brass, yeah. So it's actually not textured, it's a smooth finish, but this is going to be textured and this is all going to be textured. So here's the back side. So here, this is the brass piece. So this has all been treated. So this weight, I think, is one of the prettiest weights that I have seen, right? Because each one of these are going to be unique, and then you have 3 different things going on. So you have like the smooth finish, you have like the 2 CNCs, but the CNCs are both very different. So you have like the waves, so no straight lines, and then here you just have like the straight cuts. And look, it actually does go in the case. So it is like, has that 3D effect for the shell, or for the shell. Pretty cool, right? And yeah, as I was talking earlier, like the light catches each one of these at different angles. So you can see like the waves, how the light reflects off of it, and then you can see the shell, how that does that. Cool. But, so in terms of like the screws, you have 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, so a total of 8. The weight is pretty much the entire back piece. And then you have the 4 rectangular feet right there. Here's the USB port. So it is going to be a left-hand USB port, right? So not center. So it's going to be left hand. So this board, this board does not use a JST cable, daughter board. I haven't built one of these in a while. But yeah, no JST cable to like worry about. And then here's the front lip. So you can see the side design matches the front lip. Right. Okay. That's the case. And then we'll look at the plate. So 3 plate options. You have FR4 PC and Alu, and I have the FR4. Sorry, I was trying to read what this said. So here is the FR4 plate. So no flex cuts. You can see that there are standoffs for the hot swap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's quite a bit of standoffs. Fixed layout, yeah. Yeah, pretty standard. You can see the tabs right here on the plate. There's no solder PCB from what I saw on the page. All I've seen is hot swap. So let's look at this. Probably, maybe. I don't see why not. But not sure. So here is the hot swap PCB. So yeah, it is a fixed layout, right? So it has per key RGB, fixed bottom row. You can't split anything. You have to do full backspace. Looks like caps lock is only regular caps. Unfortunate. But yeah. This is the KBD 67 MK2 RGBV3. Yeah, this hot swap. Boop. So it does have the physical reset button right here. And then right here, as you can see, it does not use a daughter board, it does use the USB. Yeah, pretty standard. You can, but the plate doesn't support anything else, so there's not really like a point. Unless you just absolutely love solder more. Yeah. The plate is fixed as well. Okay, but let's open this case and we'll just like look inside of it. You can kind of see how it works. Yeah, it's only one layout. Only one layout. And I was told this is going to be in stock. So, this is uses a different one. So starting price is going to be $245 for those who are interested. There are some drawbacks, like for example, the fixed layout, which might be a bummer for some people for sure. But overall, if you're really into like pretty back weights, this board does that. Although I know some people don't really care necessarily about the back weight due to like it being on the back, but I could see this being like a nice showpiece case or showpiece keyboard just based on the weight alone. Oh, I should post on social media real quick. By the way, I got Jamón for this. I have Jamón! So I think it would look really good with this case. What do you guys think? Yes, Jamón from space has finally shipped. At least I think that's what I got from Space Cables, I'm pretty sure. Surely, right? You want actual Jamón? True. Okay, let's see. Also, yeah, I'm gonna say it one last time, but I did release my new vlog from New York. Eee. I stayed up late editing it. Hope you guys like it. I've actually been having a lot of fun editing the vlogs. I think it's like the honeymoon phase, you know, like something new, something fresh, so I'm enjoying it. But I feel like once I edit like too many vlogs, I'm gonna be like, ugh. But vlogs are also really good to like look back on, to be like, oh yeah, I forgot I had done this. So I'm going to get my nails removed tomorrow, hopefully. They are too long. Or too long by like my standard, right? My honeymoon phase with keyboards is long gone. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Okay. So here is a top piece. Here you can see the gasket positions. So let's see. I forgot to mention, but this board does use silicone gasket mount. But here you can see 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. And then here's the bottom case, pretty intricate. So I technically don't need to take this piece off, so I'm just gonna leave it on, right? And just like keep it there. So let's see. Quick installation video guide. This might be very loud. Can I? Okay, yeah. Margo build speed run. Okay, let's see. Well, actually, I'll take this apart just so we can see it. Oh, these use different screw. Okay, that's troll. They don't actually give you the tip to remove the weight, so I guess it's implying like that you don't even need to remove it, but I'm going to remove it anyways. I mean, it's you don't need to, but we're gonna do it for science. Yeah. Yes, we love science, right? I have one right here. Too big. Okay. Whoa. So that's pretty neat. So check this out. So the shell itself is already CNC'd into this like bottom mid piece. Whoa. So this weight itself is just completely separate. Wow. This is the brass weight. So it does have the cutout. And then this is already going to be on the case like this. Hi, Pressy. Yeah. Ooh. it's kind of cool. If you look at this one, it seems like more uniform, and then here it gets a little bit more chaotic. So apparently this is gonna look different for each person. And then, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but right here, there's an ever so small, like, little lip. And this lip actually secures onto the mid or bottom piece. So I'll show you guys. So essentially, you would put it down like this. And then this bottom lip will lock onto the mid piece. And then you can put it down like that. So it's like it's like secured at this bottom. So watch, if I take this off, you see that little ledge and lip right there? That's how it's like secured on there. I mean, aside from the screws, but you have this little lip on the weight and on the case to help keep it in place. Nice. Okay. So that's how that looks. Now I can put it back. Are you back from Florida yet, Pressy? You're still in Florida. Oh, I see. I'll have a safe flight back. Hi, Frank. Yeah, I had to have a dinner tonight, so I had to start early. It did not give me stabilizers, so I'm just gonna use the ones that I have. What time is it for you, Frank? Too long. Will the train still be running? Also, before you guys flame me, well, I'm in a rush, you know. Yes, and pick you up. Okay. So yeah, so someone mentioned it in chat earlier, but it does use how are they saying it? How are they phrasing it? Silicone gasket mount, meaning you have to use this silicone piece, right? So here is the silicone piece that you have to use for the gasket mounting. So it's not just like, you know, gasket strips that you put on necessarily, it's this whole piece is what you use. So it's a bit misleading because when you see this, you're just like, oh, that's basically like the silicone plate foam. But this is actually what you would use for the mounting. So you can see here. Right. So like that. So you have to use this. Okay. What do you mean you would end it all? Oh, really? Did I build a tenant? I feel like no. But then again, everything kind of like blends together at this point. Sorry. I feel like that's like a first world problem. 34C inside the house at 7 a.m. is like 93. What the? You ain't got AC? Or nothing? Frank? Frank is like, what is AC? I hardly know her. The bills? I feel like we have different priorities in life. I'd rather pay the money than freaking sweat like that. Like, we got different priorities. Yeah. I work to pay my AC bill. Crank that shit up. Yeah. Hell nah. Insty's like snapping his fingers, hands on hip. Hell nah. What do you think I work for? Crank that bitch up. That's a mood and a half. Yeah, you know what? I think 75 is still too hot. I like a good 74, 72. I can do 75, but I'd rather like 72 or 74. Not 73. That's a weird number. I don't like that number. Sorry. Not to be like numberist or anything like that. There's just some numbers that I don't like. And 73 is one of them. I use that thing, yeah. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna use, where's the standoffs? Right here. "13 volume in the car." I actually don't pay attention to like volume, really. No hair, don't care. Oh, actually true. Sorry, Insty. I got a lot of standoffs to install, so I'm gonna do all that. So for people who've watched like other content creators build this, what are your thoughts? You guys like it so far, or? I've seen the board, but I haven't listened to any like sound tests. Hello, Red One. I was made aware of some people shit talking me. Hate it. Huh. Yeah. Feels bad. It is what it is. No, on Discord. Oh, cool. So the plate encompasses the gaskets. So you can see. Kind of like rusts like that. What the? Yeah. It's okay though. It is what it is. Okay, so we align it like this. That's like part of being a content creator though. Rated E for everyone. Actually, Potato, it's the same guy who said that. Actually, the same guy, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did, huh? Crazy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that loser, that person. Although, it doesn't quite bother me as much because, like, I know not everyone is going to like my content, and that's fine with me. And then the thing with, you know, how a keyboard sound, I think it's kind of ridiculous to, like, blame the builder for, like, having a bad sounding build when it's literally, I use switches that are, like, sent to me or that are, like, popular at the moment. But to, like, kind of, to, like, blame the streamer for never having, like, good builds, especially when, like, sound is so subjective, it's just like a loser mentality. But if they just don't like me because they think I'm boring, I mean, I understand. I think I'm boring too, but to like flame me for not having like good sounding boards when like everything is so preference based, then it's just like laughable. So, I mean, I can agree with the sentiment that, you know, I can be a little boring. But that's just me as like a person, you know. I'm not very talkative, and I know that. I know that. I kind of have to like, I have my moments. But yeah, you're not gonna please everyone, and oh shoot, this is like 10 times harder with nails. By the way. Oh, okay. It's like saying like, oh, they don't have the same preferences as me, therefore they're like a bad streamer, and it's like, what the hell? Okay. I try to talk so I'm not boring the viewers as I build. It takes a lot of brain power to build sometimes. It's also like different personalities, you know. Some people can just like talk nonstop, whereas like some people, you know, they don't talk very much, but when they do, it's like good, I guess, or maybe not good, but I don't know how many of you guys are like good conversationalists, but I personally don't think I'm like a people's person. So when you're building this, so if you get confused on where the standoffs go, the standoffs have like the thicker traces. So you don't have to mistake it. So you see how this gold rim is like really thin? That's your stabilizer. And then you see this one? You see it's thick? That's how you know that's a standoff. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the screw in the back. I'm taking the standoff, putting it in the front, and like barely securing it. Like barely screwing it to secure it. And then to make sure that it's extra secure, then I go back and tie it. Hattie and I would sit in the same room, not talk for 8 hours. Yeah, and we would be fine. Like, we don't need to talk. Like, I wouldn't, like, get nervous at all. Or, like, be like, oh my god, he's not talking to me. Like, no, we're just two old people just, like, enjoying the silence. And if there's something we need to say to each other, we will. Yeah. Although, if I see someone like kind of like nervously fidgeting, like, but if I'm like making them uncomfortable or know they like want to say something to me, like I will like be like, what's up, you know? I always feel awkward sitting at a table with friends saying nothing to each other. Yeah, see, some people do, but I personally don't. I'm just like, having them there, like, their presence is like enough for me. Like, they don't need to say anything to me. But I also realize that there's some people where it's like, yeah, not just like sitting there in silence, like, they don't like that. So if I see that, then yeah, I'll try to like say something from time to time, but it just comes with like reading the room, I guess. I always feel the urge to talk. Sometimes you've talked about everything there is to talk about, yeah. It's like the kind of people like, would you rather just like talk about nothing? Or would you rather just like talk about meaningful things only? Plus, sometimes it's hard because like when you run out of things to talk about, um, and then what do you talk about? You kind of get like that nervous, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like talk about anything, maybe about, like talk about myself or. So I know some people who talk a lot and they talk about themselves, but not because they want to brag about themselves, but because they like don't know what else to talk about. So they're just like, okay, well, I want to talk about myself. And I think that's also something that, as I've gotten older, to catch on to like, you know, just like trying to distinguish between like um who just wants to brag about themselves versus like who's like just rambling because they're nervous. I sometimes am the person not talking. My family consists of people always talking, so you never get to talk. Yeah. Do you have like a big family? Yeah, that kind of sounds like a Asian family gathering to me. Like if you try to talk, the adults get mad at you and they're like, "We're talking, don't talk." It's like, okay. Did you still have to be there? Yeah. Yeah. This one doesn't want to stay in. Maybe if I try moving it to a different one. Distance themselves from the family because my grandparents, so my family's smaller. It's interesting because I've only ever had one grandma. Because both my dad's parents passed away before I was born. And then my mom's father passed away before I was born when she was a teenager. She told me the story and it's like really sad because he passed away from an infection after like getting his teeth done or something like that. But basically it was an infection that happened from a teeth thing and it shouldn't have happened. But he was already like weak immune system, so it just kind of like it was like everything bad, anything bad that could have happened. And it was rough because so there's this thing that I didn't know this was like a thing, but there's like certain months where you're not allowed to do anything related to like the dead. Like it's like bad luck. I think that's what she told me. But it's essentially he passed away and then they had to just like leave his body in like the morgue or like where it was for like a month before they could like do anything with it. I don't remember if it was like a superstition thing or if it was like I'm pretty sure it was like a superstition thing, but basically like people don't like to do anything related to like the dead during like a certain month. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'd have to ask her what it was, but I also feel bad asking her about those things because I don't wanna like have her think about it because I think as she's gotten older and she's been like getting to the age or past the age of her dad, it's caused her to like think a little bit more about him. You know, it sucks whenever like you have parents that die like earlier than they should, and then once you as their child like pass them in age, it's like damn, you know, like I outlived my oh my god, it just like popped out. Outliving your parents that like died early. My nieces have distanced themselves. My father had 3 siblings, 2 of them distanced themselves from family. Your mom was the only child, yeah. I'm happy with siblings now. Back then, younger sometimes is a pain, yeah. I've only had my sister, and my dad has always been like, you need to love her because she's like the only sister you have. He's like that kind of mentality, and he like wants to be sure, like he just wants us to get along. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that, you know, he left Hong Kong at such a young age, um, and was like by himself at this point it's like he wants me and my sister to have like that sisterly bond that he never really got to have with his sisters because he left. Um, and so he'll tell me like, oh, you guys are so lucky you have each other. And he's worked hard to like have a family of his own, so yeah, but you know, he's just like I guess part of him is like projecting because he wishes he had that like relationship with his sisters. Okay, so this one is the funky one. I honestly feel like it might be the stabilizer hole. It's like a little janky. Let me see. Do I have a different? Yeah. My sister and I are 3 years apart. But it's true. I'd say I get a lot better with my cousin, who I'm only 6 months apart from. But realistically, like, what's the closest? It's a year, right? 2 years? How? I guess you can get pregnant immediately after giving birth, right? Like, is it? So I'm asking this only because, like, I don't know if there's some kind of like safety thing, but that's the only reason I'm asking. Like, I don't know if people say like, oh, you should at least wait like a year before you go again, or that's the only reason I'm asking. Or if it doesn't matter, like you can just give birth and then go back to it as soon as possible. Okay. So there's not like a health thing, right? I'm only asking because I don't have kids, nor do I know much about having kids. So it's just ignorant me asking if there was some kind of like safety precaution thing. Oh yeah, not according to my endo, yeah. So all these stabs are, I think, a little too tight. So I'm gonna tune this one. I know my stabs look a little janky, but why? Did he have the wrong house? What if it was a squatter family about to invade your apartment? I'm so that the squatter stories are so crazy to me. Holy shit. Imagine being in that situation. Well, good morning, Avu. Hello, Kiwi. Hello. Getting swatted seems really scary. Like, people have done that to a lot of streamers, right? Doing good. This is gonna be a shorter stream because I have a dinner at 7, but we're building the Margo. Oh yeah, I have a command for it. I'll do a gaming stream after my dinner, yeah. Sure. I'll do double stream. And play conscript. My sister, my cousin's making pasta. She's making like a veggie, a pasta, garlic bread. That's actually why I streamed a little later last night. It's because she asked me if I wanted to go get boba with her. And so I went. So that's why I started a little late. Because she asked me right when I was about to start. So I decided to go with her. We just yapped. Yappers. Apparently she went on this date with this like German dude who she said was like the most boring date she's ever had. And apparently he was like, "What's the wildest thing you've ever done?" And she's just like, "I'm not very wild." And he's like, "Well, mine was having sex on the beach." I guess I'm guessing he's trying to like fill her out. And I think she's just like, "Yeah, no." Having sex on the beach sounds freaking awful. Imagine you just get sand in your gooch. Like, what the? Okay, yeah, it was a stab. Huh? Would you have sex on the beach? Okay, wait. Let me rephrase this. Like, don't say yes just because you're like, yeah, because it's sex. I meant like... like, if you and your significant other like had a choice of like going back to your hotel room or having sex on the beach, would you do it? No, you can't say yeah just because it's sex. I mean, I know some people are gonna like, be like, well, Patty, you can just like use a towel. But it's like still, sand still gets everywhere. Like even if you use a towel, there's no escaping it. Out in the open, no, but in a tent's different story. Yeah. I mean, but that's different. I'm talking about like you guys are out on the beach. No tent. Okay. But I feel like that's not even like wild, right? Is having sex on a beach really that wild? Yeah, I mean, if they said like, oh, I had sex on the beach while people were watching, yeah, then that's wild. If they're like, it was the middle of the night with no one around, just us two, you know, then it's like, okay, well, that's like not as wild. Um, we're talking about how my cousin went on this date with this German dude, and he asked her what the wildest thing she's done, and she was just like, I'm not answering that because I don't qualify. And his answer was like, I've had sex on the beach. And then I asked chat, like, would you guys have sex on the beach? But it seems like general consensus is no. Which makes sense because you can get sand everywhere. Yeah, I know. He was like definitely fishing. It didn't even have to like be sexual, you know. But he made it sexual. I think to like feel her out. I've heard some guys though, like foreign guys, like push their luck a lot because they're just like, oh, these silly American people, they like me because of my accent. Which, you know, in some cases, I could definitely see that being true. Because, like, you know, oh, this guy's got like a British accent. Like, sign me up. That's crazy. As a German, do not find German English accent sexy. I mean, I think it's just the whole like, oh, this guy is like foreign type of deal. Germans are very sex positive. That's good. Wildest thing I've done is jump down to train tracks to go on an abandoned subway station. Oh my gosh. Press C. I'm not telling any of you the wildest things I've done. What's the wildest thing I've done? I can tell you something gross. You guys want to hear something gross? Maybe not like wild in terms of like. No, I got rid of a keloid on my ear by myself, which is probably the wildest thing I've done. Like it's pretty metal. So basically, I got this like keloid on my cartilage piercing because my piercer at the time didn't warn me that getting a ring would be harder to heal. So I grew this bump on the back of my cartilage piercing, and it looked really weird, right? It's just like this weird scar tissue bump. And then I looked into getting it removed, but that was like surgery, and you had to, it was expensive, and I was a college student. I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. So then I looked online, and they were like, yeah, you can actually cut the circulation off to a keloid, and then it just like falls off, right? And I was like, okay, bet. So I tied a string around the keloid really, really tight, and I let it basically like necrosis off, cut off the blood flow, and then I just had this like little weird like black lump on my ear, and then I was going to just like cut it off on my own, but I couldn't see because it was the back of my ear. So I asked Connor to just like cut off the keloid for me. And he said that's probably one of the grossest things he's ever done, because there was like a lot of blood, but I couldn't feel it because it was like dead. But yeah, that's probably the wildest thing I've ever done, is I got rid of my own keloid by tying it, having it necrosis until it turned black, and it was basically like using scissors to cut off the keloid. And now I don't have the hump. I don't have a keloid on it anymore. It looks normal. So that's probably the wildest thing I've ever done. See, not sexual, but definitely like, ugh, like, who the fuck does that? And the answer is Patty, who's a college student with no money to afford surgery to remove it. So if you guys ever need like keloids on your ears removed, like, I got you. Oh, no, I didn't. He just like clipped it off, and then I put some Neosporin on it, and then I'm done. That's why, like, whenever someone asks me, like, do you have high pain tolerance? I like to think that I do. I think I actually have a picture of it. Do you guys want to see? I told Connor to take a picture of it before he, like, cut it off. Hell no, okay. That is next level, yeah. I mean, would that qualify as a wild thing? Like, if that German guy's like, oh, baby, what's the wildest thing you've ever done? And it's like, I've removed the keloid by myself by tying it and letting it turn black and then using scissors to cut it off. Does that count? I feel like... Oh my god. uh, Pretty good. A wart? Isn't there something weird about warts that they just like grow back if you don't properly remove it? Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a wart. Stringy? Warts are stringy? That's like an image that I was not expecting to have about warts. Dang. I've had ingrown toenails, but yeah, I've removed it myself too. Oh, I don't get them anymore. I got an ingrown toenail because my shoes that I wore during marching band were like a little too tight, but they were super cute. But yeah, wrong size caused me to get an ingrown toenail, and I just like removed it by myself. Oh, hello, FC. Hello. Oh, FC, I forgot to respond to your message. I saw it. I did get the package though. Thanks for the raid. Sorry. I did indeed get the package. My dad has taken all the chocolate. Oh, Nord. I did open it, yeah. I did. I got the dust mat. I got the shirt. I got the candies. My dad took it. I was like, I showed my dad, I was like, look, I got some candy from New Zealand. And he just like took it from me, was like, thank you. I was like, oh. He's like, I haven't bought snacks in so long. I'm like, all right, you can have it, I guess. He liked the orange one. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. Sorry I forgot to respond. Okay, so now we just put this. Ooh, the silicone all fits in pretty nicely. It's pretty good. And then we put it in here. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you. She sent me a goodie package from. Is it insensitive to call it Kiwi Land, or is that okay? Oh, my parents are home. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm glad my sister brought her cats and dogs over because they're showing their home. She says she called me. Oh, she did. Oops. So we have 6 cats and 3 dogs in the house right now. Yeah. I did not. My dad ate all of it. And then he took it with him to vacation. Classic Papa Wong antics. I know. He's a fiend. That's why whenever I get snacks from people, like, I think Potato has said it before, but she was just like, make sure you eat it before your parents do. Okay. Okay. I just sort of had tweezers somewhere. Yeah. My parents, they love snacks. Yeah, it is not cheap. He didn't eat the baggy one yet. He didn't take that one. But he took the 2 bars. Yeah. Oh yeah, are you going to actuate it, Upsy? By chance? Dang. I'm going this year. Maybe I'll see you at next year's. Yeah, cafe just flying me out. Thanks, John. I do. Should I go see FC and Gawk? Well, I think I'm seeing Gawk in Taiwan if I go over, because I think that's around the time he goes as well. Also, I hope you had a good stream, FC. I appreciate the raid. What were you doing or building? Yeah, I think John wants to get all the people over there. Nice. We're building the Margo. Okay, so I got sent a bunch of keycaps from KBDFans. So I have Neon and I have Dracula. Count Dracula. Do you guys have a preference? I also have Jamón. Let me use Jamón. Let's use Neon. We're hamming. I wish I could show you guys Winston, but I think my cats would go berserk. It's the Count Dracula for PBT fans. I don't know that there's like different. A picture? Oh yeah, you want to see Winton? Let me find it. The Winton. Very cute. He's in the other room right now. Alright, see you later, Pressy. Have a safe flight. Let us know when you land. I always tell my mods when I'm on the plane and when I land. Actually, what does Count Dracula look like? I'm kind of curious. I see you later, Epsy. Thanks again for the raid. Oh, that is loud. How you doing, Lamp? Are you streaming today? Oh, hold on. I heard something falling downstairs. Look at chat. Remind me 10 minutes. I need to let them in.
Hey, Patty?
Yes.
What time do you want to leave?
7?
Okay. You're leaving at 7?
Yeah. Wait, don't let me sing. Oh. Very close to Hera, yeah. These are the HMX Hyacinths. One thing I've noticed about HMX, they're all very loud. At least the ones I've used. I have cat hair from. So Winston is a, what is it? It's a British, the ones with the cut ears. The flappy ears, the folded ears. What is it called? Scottish Fold, yes. So Winston's a Scottish Fold. Lily is a ragdoll. And Shiro is this, like, I'm not exactly sure what Shiro is, but she has this like nice like tiger looking coat. Tiger leopard coat. Yeah, sorry. Automod. It's good. I like Automod a lot, but yeah, sometimes it does get people for small things. Yeah, she does have the influencer cats, but she is actually trying to rehome 2 of them. Yeah, I can. And my sister just doesn't think she can take care of all the animals because she travels a lot. I mean, I really wish I could like take them all in. Because at least they would be living with someone that they knew. I think realistic. So my sister wants to keep 1 cat, but then wants to rehome the other 2. And like I can't take both of them. I could maybe take 1, but I feel pretty bad. Yeah, but we're not gonna get into it because I know what some of you guys are thinking, and don't worry, I've gone through the same sentiments, so yeah. It's not, but I love them. I love her animals, and I just hate the idea of knowing that after they've been with her for so long and getting rehomed. I don't know. I won't think about it. They have a different enter key. Yeah. Perfect. Well, so she's keeping her Scottish Fold, but she's trying to rehome the ragdoll and the mixed one. Yeah, but I'm trying to get friends and family to take them in. Yeah, I don't know. I've known them for so many years. Okay, nice. Maggie. What's up? Okay. Wait, has it been 10 minutes? Just about, right? Let me check this and then I'm gonna go let them in real quick. Yeah, they're all litter trained. They're all like 6+ years old. Nice. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. This is a quick typing test and then I'll go let the puppos in. Is it a nice red one? Have I been doing my cardio? Yes? That's an excellent question. Yeah, I did. I got like 13K steps in, yeah. Okay. Alright, so this is the Margo. We're using an FR4 plate. These are HMX Hyancinth. There's no case foam. And this is GMK Jamón. I gotta sit up. Alright. Let's talk about it. So, I would pretty much agree with Insty, is that, yeah, I think alphas sound really good. The spacebar is probably the weakest, but that might have to do with the fact that there is a gasket mounting point right here. And yes, I'll be right back. Let me go let them in. My god. I gave all the dogs a greenie. I gave Ginkgo, Maru, and the Yeti. Ginkgo and Maru both took it in their mouths. Yeti just like swallowed it. Like, didn't even chew it, just like, and I was like, boy, really? And then he like, and like spit it out and started chewing it. Oh god. Oh my goodness. Alright, but yeah, let's talk about the board. So yeah, I agree, the alphas are very good. I like the alphas at least. But yeah, the spacebar. Yeah, I think the spacebar is probably my least favorite thing, but it could be because, so like the mounting points, right? It could have to do with the fact that there's a point right here, and then there's also a point right here. So that might be why the spacebar and the backspace I don't quite like. But everything else, like the alphas, I think sounds really good. And so if you guys are watching, just to reiterate that this is like based on what I think. I do like the alphas. KBD67 Lite was legit designed with thought in mind. So this one's interesting because you don't really have a choice of like, for example, you pretty much have this foam. And nothing else. Like it uses the silicone plate sheet as like the mounting, right? So from a perspective of being able to like experiment, the most you can do is what? You can change the switches or change the plate. You can't really do anything about the mounting because it uses a sheet. You can't do like plate foam, no plate foam. You can't change the gaskets, and I think that's just like the biggest thing about this board is in terms of like the mounting, you're set, right? You can't do the foams and you can't change the mounting. Like it's just you have to do the plate silicone, and then you have to the gaskets are already in place. So there is that. You can do like case foam if you would like. So they do give you that option, but in terms of like adding like PE or plate foam, like there is none of that. So that so I can see like the pros and cons for it, like so on one hand, it makes it really easy to build. Like building this was a breeze. Like you don't have to worry about aligning the gaskets, and you just put on the silicone gasket sheet, and then you're like good. Then you just like put it together, and everything fits in like very easily, and then you're done, right? And then having less options means that that means less experimenting, which some people either like or don't like, right? In the sense of some people really like to tweak their boards to get the sound, whereas like some people just like to like have one set thing and then be done with it, right? So definitely pros and cons to it. Overall, the board is stunning, in my opinion. Like this weight, this back piece, so pretty. The fact that this shell is already machined into this mid piece. So I'm gonna label it as top piece, mid piece, back piece, okay? I know if you're like, well, Patty, that's technically the back piece. Yeah, but for the sake of not confusing anyone, so this mid piece is actually what has the shell, and then this back piece is actually going to be separate. I think visually, it's very, very pretty. And then I think pricing is what, 245? I don't know too much about the 67 Lite, but according to Lamp, I guess they just like recycled the design. If you look at the internals, they have cutouts for where the alphas are, right? To provide some space for when you type. And they've also created these like spaces for the stabilizer. I'm guessing that's for, acoustics also if it bottoms out in any way, like there is some gap to catch it. And then this mid piece is actually so thin that you actually see this back piece like on the case. Like there is a sliver where you can see this back piece whenever you look at the front. And so I'm guessing like the clearance for the bottom case and when you type is like already very small. So that's probably why they added, you know, the internals that they did. But I'd say visually, the board is very, very pretty, right? Like, I wouldn't say this is necessarily like only good for like a statement showpiece. For example, like it's a functional art piece, but I'd say like I'd be comfortable like either putting this on display or using it as a keyboard. Whereas there are some keyboards that look really pretty, but then like don't sound very good. So it's like one of those boards that you kind of just like display only. But the alphas on this I personally really liked, right? But yeah, the spacebar and the backspace I think are a bit lacking, but I think that's because it's like right directly with like the gasket points. Have I seen the one Greek column tinted Alice board? I've not. I have not. I think the biggest thing we could change is adding this foam in the back, and we'll see if that maybe fixes the or changes the spacebar and backspace. But like I said, this uses a silicone plate sheet that also is the gasket mounting points, so I can't really do like no foam, no plate foam, no, or plate foam, no plate foam. Like you don't really have an option. Have you seen that? No, I haven't. Can you link it? Sorry. I have like 30 minutes left. This was supposed to be kind of like a speed build. Wait, Lamp, when are you streaming? Can I raid into you? I have a dinner at 7, which is why I'm trying to like speed build. 9 p.m. Shit. I mean, if you want. I mean, no biggie if you don't. it's up to you. I will go take a wait, what? That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go earlier. Let me take it out. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. My dog. Oh my god. Can you hear them arguing? I'll be right back. He makes me sleepy, same. I'm wearing like a tank top and shorts right now. It's so hot. Okay, yeah, so here's the internals I was talking about, that this mid piece is already so thin that they've actually just cut this part out. So let's add this. Put this. Okay. You guys, I'm very sad that, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Lydia's announced her last day of streaming. It sucks because, like, I never really got to watch many of her streams when it was live due to the fact that we streamed around the same time. But I definitely think Lydia is, like, one of the more standout streamers in the sense of, like, do you guys know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of us, whenever we create content, it's all kind of like the same-ish. But Lydia's was very unique in the sense of, like, yeah, she was still building keyboards, but she was fun. She was, like, really fun to watch, right? Yeah, so I'm pretty sad because we're losing a truly, like, unique streamer in terms of, like, keyboard content creators. I mean, at this point, we're like, keyboard streamers are stopping, like, left and right. I mean, I don't blame them. A lot of keyboard content creators have slowed down. And apparently it's like going back to how it was like before the pandemic, is what I'm told. I'm lucky that I still have keyboard content. But yeah, sometimes I worry about the future because it's like, how long will it last, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna miss Lydia though. Alright. Let's do this last typing test. Well, I mean, that's the thing about streamers, is they all have different streaming personalities. And yeah, she is loud, but I think in terms of like being different from like other streamers, like she stood out. But I mean, I get it. It's like not everyone likes that, but also not everyone likes like this style either. So it's just, in the end, at the end of the day, it's just preference. Okay, let's see. Alright, this is Margo, HMX Switches. This time we're using case foam. And this is GMK Jamón. Okay, if you're new here, so I normally type around 110, but I got fake nails done for my trip to New York, and I'm not used to having long nails, and my nails grew really fast, so they're already like grown out. So I'm trying to like type without like clipping my nails on the keys. But it's kind of it's like a different style than what I'm used to, so it's a learning curve for sure. I'm getting my nails removed tomorrow, but yeah, definitely a learning curve to type with long nails that I'm not quite used to. Got hit with the glasses? What do you mean? But yeah, I actually think adding the case foam makes it sound a little worse. What do you guys think? I think I would actually build this without the case foam. I think it helped the backspace, but I think it made the spacebar sound even thinner. I think without the case foam, it actually sounded a bit more well-rounded to me, but I don't know. Hard to say, right? I'd have to go back and listen to the two clips like side by side to like determine that, but the spacebar? No, I think it sounds more thin with the foam. Like I think it's like very it's more apparent like the sound differences between like the alphas and the spacebar. I think backspace sounds a bit closer now to the alphas, but I think using the case foam actually makes the spacebar stand out a bit more. Maybe PVT spacebar could help, maybe. Let's see. Are you PVT? I kind of like that the spacebar sounds different than the alphas. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, then yes. I would, if you want like a bigger contrast, I think adding the case foam does achieve that. But I think taking it out makes it all sound a little bit more similar. But yeah, of course, if you're someone who likes the contrast, then yeah. PBT spacebar. I don't have a PBT spacebar right off the bat that I can see. I have this one. Whoa. Actually, this would have looked sick. I honestly should have opened this first. This is Count Dracula. Looks very nice. So it's got the same as like Hamon with the here, let me turn this off. With the alternating reds. So you have like the darker red and then the lighter red. This is like a brighter. I think both sets look pretty good though. These two are very similar in the sense of this is just like a darker. Make this one way darker. But yeah, this one would have been good. But let's see. There's another set that's kind of similar. Was it like Blot? Let me grab my CRP. Yeah, it is. That's why I'm grabbing a different spacebar. I mostly wanted to see what the color would look like. Give me one moment. Bordeaux? Yeah, that one's nice. Yeah, they sent me out this keycap set, and I ended up not using it because I got this one. So this one is PBT. Doesn't match, but I don't think I have any red PBT sets. Do I? I'd have to think about it. Like, this is a 6U. Great. Great. This one looks like 7. This one is 7. I did order it, yes. But I think I have to wait because I got the 40s, which was back ordered or something. This is still 6. Where's all my... What the heck? I saw a video that someone posted of this guy who had, like, his keycaps are, like, sticking. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think it was in Black Simon's stream. Someone linked it. No, like, it was stuck to the tray. Like, almost like they had put the keycaps in the tray when it was still hot. I mean, PBT... I don't know if it sounds better to me. It's definitely lower pitch with the PBT, but I think it's just fine. The biggest thing that changes is just the pitch, but I mean, different materials, so. Yeah. Okay, I'm almost done, lamp. I'm almost done. Okay, but yeah, let's talk about it. And just checked with your mom. Yeah? Beef stew. Beef stew. Beef stew. Alright. So. Dracula. I mean, not Dracula, sorry. Margo. So this is going to be an in-stock drop through KBDFans. There's going to be 9 colorways. This one I have is an anodized burgundy, starting at $245. But there's 9 colors. You have the anodized colors. You have mocha, which is a brown, anodized black, silver, burgundy, which is this color, a dark purple, a gray. And then you have 2 e-coatings, so you have a white and then linen gray. And then pre-order looks like, if you're interested in polycarbonate, that one's gonna be pre-order. Oh wait, you can already buy this! Holy shit. Okay. Well, looks like you can already buy this. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, chat. You can already buy this, but if you want the polycarbonate, you do have to pre-order. I'm so sorry. It's like my timelines are all out of whack. Chat, is this real? Yeah, it's a real in-stock drop. Yeah. So 245. I do like all the color choices that they have gone with. It looks like you can pre-order the alu plate. So 3 plates, pre-order alu, FR4 polycarbonate. I had the FR4 plate. It looks like you can like add on a bunch of different other accessories, but anyways. it's already dropped. But yeah, so here's the top. As you can see, for the bezels, so the top part is going to be thicker than the bottom, but it's still going to be thicker than the sides. The sides have like the really thin bezels. You have the blocker that separates the arrow key. So looking for the top, it's pretty simple, nothing like too bling bling. But whenever you look at the back, that's where you see most of the beauty of the board. Here you have the side piece. You have this like nice little split part right here, but this is still just the top piece that encompasses the bottom piece. So you can't actually see the bottom weight from the side or the top, right? But then when you flip it, so this is where a lot of, I think, the beauty of the board is. So I'm going to say this again, but top piece, mid piece, bottom piece, right? Nice meeting you at the meetup last weekend. Oh, yeah, of course. I hope you like it. Nice to meet you too. We're actually just finishing off this build for the Margo, which is a in-stock drop at the moment. In stock at the moment. But yeah, so you have this brass piece that has been treated, so you can see there's a nice like patina looking design, and apparently each weight has been treated differently, so you're gonna get different designs on it. Here you can see the weight has this nice wave machine mark, and then the shell is actually found on the mid piece. So this piece right here, the shell has already been machined into it, right? So for this weight piece, you have like the smooth top, but then you have this like curve. And then here it actually has like the cutout for the shell, and the shell is actually machined into this mid piece. And as you can see, like it is 3D. It has like that 3D look. And then as I was mentioning earlier, it's really nice because you have 3 different styles here, and the light hits it all at different angles. So here you can see the light will always like catch and hit it at this center focal point like that, right? Whoa. But then depending on how you angle it, the waves will also catch it. So you can see like the contrast between right here, right here, right here, right here. So they've done a really good job of like doing that. I think it's really cool. So you can see it does have that like wave effect. And then this part itself is like the smooth finish. And even though it has been coated, apparently it will still change over time, but it is coated, it is treated, so you don't have to worry too much like, oh my god, my fingerprints will ruin it. But you know, it is like quote subject to change over time just based on the nature of the board, but you don't have to worry too much about it. But yeah, it's just this back piece is I think where a lot of the beauty of the board is. But 8K screws, you got 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. You have the sticky adhesive feet. And then here's a USB port side. It is a left-hand USB port, does not use daughter boards, so the USB port is on the PCB. And then here you have the front lip. And then you can see like this same like design from the side. The front lip has like that right there. So you have the similar motifs all throughout the sides of it. And then what else? So an interesting thing about this board is that it uses a silicone gasket sheet. So silicone gasket sheet. So sheet is the most important thing to pay attention to, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So it has the cutouts for like gaskets, but it uses a silicone sheet that functions the same way as like plate foam. But the plate sheet has the gaskets already, I guess, on it. So there's a few things to know with that. So first of all, you don't really have a choice of not using it because that's where the gasket pieces are. Second is that it makes the build really easy because all you have to do is put the silicone sheet on, and then it all fits into the case pretty seamlessly. You don't have to worry about like positioning individual gaskets. But yeah, the only drawback is if you don't like using like plate sheets, this one you're pretty much forced to. Some people may or may not like that, but let me show you guys what I mean in case you haven't built a board like this before. As you might see, like, oh, it's gasket. You know, you put individual gaskets, but no, the gaskets are already pre-installed onto the plate sheet. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay. I thought nails would make my life easier, but it's actually a learning curve. Okay. So when you take this off, there's a top piece, and here you can see where the gasket points are. Right. So it's going to be the same as the top and bottom, right? So you have the 3 up here, and then you have the 3 down here. So a total of 6 on the top and bottom. However, there's also gaskets on the side. So there is 1, 2, 3. So 6 plus the 6. So there's actually a total of 12 gasket points, right? So the side gaskets are a little more subtle, but they're there, like the cutouts. So here is the PCB, so right here. So another thing to mention is that this is a set layout. Like, you see this layout? This is what you get. Nothing else, right? Here you see the gaskets, and this is part of the plate silicon. Here you see the 1, 2, 3s, and then you see the 1, 2, 3. And then the plate cutouts actually have, you know, when you see this, you might think like, oh, that's where the gaskets go. No, these are actually just tabs to help you align the big gasket pieces. But if you look, you can see it sticks a little bit. Oh no, it's on here. On the back, you can see like, oh, it sticks out right here, right? And this is what it uses to align to the bottom piece. So I'll show you guys the bottom piece. Okay. So case foam, I'm going to take this out. But here, mid piece, and then here you can actually see the bottom piece or the bottom weight. And so what's happened is that this mid piece, this bottom tray, is so thin that they've actually just cut this entire part out. And that's why you see the bottom weight right here, right? And then you have these cutouts for the alphas, and then you have these cutouts for the stabilizers, right? And that's to make room, like in case you type down, right? So it isn't like touch or bottom out. The weight, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to secure this bottom weight or bottom piece in. But functionality wise, this bottom piece doesn't really have anything to do much with like the build. But I will say that this weight has a little lip that hooks onto the bottom or to this mid piece to help you keep it in place. So you don't have to worry about like pushing this potentially and having it like, you know, kind of angle out. Like there is like a lip right here that locks it into this mid piece, right? So I do appreciate that they've thought about that. So in any case, if you were to ever like unscrew this unevenly, you couldn't just like push this and push it out, right? Because there's already something there to help secure it into place. And then here you can see the little alignment tabs for the gaskets to help you align it, right? And then you see the same thing like right here. These are a bit more subtle, but they're there. So basically what you would do is after you've put the plate on, or after you assemble the plate, the PCB switches, you put it here, and then you just want to make sure that these silicone tabs like align in properly with the bottom piece, like that. So it shouldn't shift at all, right? And then from here, after you know like it's secure, then you put this over like this, and then screw it together, right? And so I'll repeat myself one last time, but basically the gaskets are already built into the silicone plate sheet, so that's why it's silicone gasket sheet. But yeah, it's just one big thing. So you don't have to worry about putting on the individual gaskets, but unfortunately you don't have a choice of whether or not to use this or not. Like, you have to use it. Because there's like nowhere for the gaskets to go, right? I think if they had made this piece like one solid piece to connect across, you could do it. But as of how this plate is designed, there's nowhere for the gaskets to like push against. So you have to use it. You can't just say, okay, well, I don't want this. I'm just gonna like cut this piece off of the gasket sheet and then call it a day. It won't work because there's like nowhere for it to like actually hold on to. But yeah. But that is the board. Thank you KBDFans for sending it out to me, and also like the keycap sets. Overall, I'd say it's a very pretty board. It is like a functional artwork or functional statement piece, I'd say. I'd say the spacebar is probably like the biggest drawback for me in terms of how it sounds. But I mean, if you don't care about sound, you mostly care about looks. It is a very stunning board. It was very straightforward to build. Like, the fact that you don't have to like worry about placing the gaskets and already kind of does it for you is really nice. Yeah, it's very aesthetically pleasing. The ano on this, very consistent, very smooth. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like, it's a very pretty ano job, right? And they actually mentioned that they use a different type of thing to like do, to like get this like kind of done. So that's like super pretty. But yeah, I'd say not a fan of like the spacebar, but everything else is like good to me. It is aesthetically pleasing. So I guess if you're interested in this board, the alphas I think are pretty solid, but the only drawbacks of this board is that, number one, fixed layout. You have to use hot swap. You can't choose whether or not to use plate foam or not. The only thing you have is like, do I use the case foam or not? But I actually think the case foam isn't needed. It is, but it's even if you do get a solder PCB, there's not really much of a point because the plate is different. So you can't use like a different plate. So you might as well just use a hot swap. And like, the plate just doesn't support the different layouts either. So if you're just like, well, I'm gonna get a solder PCB, but if the plate doesn't support it, like different layouts, then GG, right? So yeah, very pretty board. In stock now, if you guys are interested. I'd say it's, for me, it's always like, for me, it's more of a statement piece, personally. But I think sound-wise, it's all right. But very pretty board. Nothing a Dremel can fix, yeah. So if you're interested, you can buy this in stock now. However, if you're looking for the polycarbonate unit with the alu plate, that is currently on pre-order. Yeah, pretty solid board, I'd say. Just unfortunate, some of the things that you're restricted by, but nothing too bad if it doesn't really bother you. But yeah, that's the build. Thank you, KBDFans, for reaching out to me and asking me to build this. This was a paid review, in the sense of like, they're not paying me to say good things, but they did pay me to build the board on stream. So, as a disclaimer, the silicone sheet mount bothers me. Yeah, I could definitely see like some people not liking that. But at the same time, having the silicone sheets makes the build process a lot easier, and then you don't have to worry about like the gaskets. But that being said, even though this was like a paid showcase, all these thoughts are my own. I don't want anyone to think like, oh, she was paid, like she's forced to say good things. No, I can say whatever I want, how I feel about the board, but it's still a disclaimer I want to say. But yeah, neat. And for your guys' reference, I am paid for most of my reviews. And it's not necessarily they're paying me to say good things, it's they're paying me to actually use my platform and showcase the build for you guys. So they're paying for like the exposure, if that makes sense.